Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry, kind of look like a bum today. I haven't had a haircut in forever. Stupid surgery stuff kind of screwed up my, getting a haircut and beard trim and all that stuff. So I kind of look like a hobo. But my last video, I told you guys I wanted to kind of talk about this whole idea of love versus self-love, and this is a big topic right now because I feel like everyone kind of has this idea that you need to love yourself first before you can love somebody else, or love yourself first before somebody else can love you. This whole idea that you got to find love within you in order to understand and express it. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm one of those guys that I don't agree with this at all. Like 100% do not agree with this. And maybe it's because I'm one of those people where I grew up not really understanding what love was, because it wasn't part of the daily dynamic of my family. My family was not very emotional. We weren't very open with that kind of stuff. I didn't really grow up seeing it or hearing it or ever really feeling it. And there could be a million reasons why that is. It could be just something in my brain, just for whatever reason, did not understand the concept of loving yourself. I was always that guy who was helping everyone else and giving everyone else love and assistance and advice and all that stuff, but never myself. And I think most people who are kind of that healer archetype, they probably feel the same way I do, which is they are so good at giving solid advice and being that shoulder to cry on and that stepping stone and that person that's always there for somebody at that crucial moment when they need them the most. But for some reason they just can't give that same advice and love to themselves. It's like they hold themselves to this completely other standard that's just way off in the middle of space that you just can't reach. And for me, I never understood what love was until I actually, the emotion got drawn out of me by somebody else that I met in my life that made me feel this emotion. I didn't have a name to it. It was like a color without a name. You can't tell somebody what a color is. Imagine a color inside your head. You have to know a color inside before you can recognize it on the outside. No, we absolutely don't believe that. We go to preschool and kindergarten to be taught what colors are so that we know what colors are, because we know that you can't just magically understand what colors are and put a name to them. You got to learn that stuff. And for some people, they got to learn love from the outside. And you got it for me, for instance, you got to meet somebody that brings that feeling, and you get that feeling that doesn't have a name to it, but you feel it every time that you're around this person or you talk to this person. You do something for this person, it makes them happy and it makes you happy. Or, anything about this person just brings this emotion to you and you love this emotion. You don't even know it's love, but it feels so good to have it. And you love the butterflies and all those feelings. And eventually I think that's when your brain clicks and it goes, hey, I know what this is. This is love. I've never really known this before, but this person brings it out of me and I want to give this person love. And by giving my love to this person, I'm teaching myself that I can love myself too. Because if I can give love to somebody else, I can give it to myself. And it finally clicks in your brain and in your mind. And you go, yeah, I can love myself because I can obviously love somebody else. And that's when you start to really understand self-love, and it starts to grow. And you grow it by giving it, not by harboring it. Some people, it's the complete opposite. And that's why you get people that say you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. Because yes, for some people, they truly have to harbor that feeling and that emotion in order to practice and grow it and master it so that they can give it properly to somebody else. But some people, like those healer archetypes, they have to give it before they can feel it. And then once they feel it, they can give it to themselves. And by giving it to other people, they're practicing it. And by doing nice things for that person that they care about, They're growing it. They're growing the understanding to it. They're putting a name to this emotion and they are mastering it. So, I don't know. Just the whole idea of you have to love yourself before you love somebody else. You tell that to somebody who is like the healer archetype that doesn't know how to love themselves first. They got to learn how to give it before they can give it to themselves. They have to give it outwards. You say that to them and you're essentially telling them like, well, you know what? I guess you're fucked. Because if you can't love yourself, no one's ever going to love you. And you can't love anyone else if you don't love yourself. So I guess you're just fucked. It's like the ultimate condemnation of a quote to give to somebody who has that type of personality where they learn love by giving love, not by holding it inside and honing it within themselves. And, people, you need to change how you say these things to people, because you can usually tell the kind of people that don't really love themselves as much as they love the people around them, because they're usually the ones who are giving everything they have to somebody, but they seem to be like very low maintenance to themselves. These are the people that will just be lavish to the people they care about, and they will always be there to give advice, and they will be the instant responders to a text, or they will always pick up when you call. Those are the kinds of people that I guarantee are the most likely the ones that don't know self-love. And when you tell them something like that, it doesn't work. You need to change it up. You need to be like, you know what? Cut yourself some slack. You may not know what love is right now, but just do you. Be you. Do what you enjoy. Do what life makes you happy. And someday, something's going to come along that's going to bring that emotion out of you, because it will happen to everyone. And then you can start understanding what it is, and you can start learning how to give it to yourself as much as you give it to other people. That is a much nicer, happier way to tell somebody that than to tell them that they can't be loved unless they love themselves. That is just like brutal. So some people, they have to be taught how to love. Some people inherently know how to love. Some have to be taught. It's not just one way or the other. And everything else in life, every other dynamic in life, we generally understand that people need to be taught how to do something in order to know how to do it, or in order to how to do it well. So why is it that when it comes to love, we have this weird obsession with you have to love yourself first? Don't spend your entire life trying to learn how to love yourself and how to be independent and, perfect for yourself before you can love somebody else, because you're squandering opportunities. There could be 1,000 opportunities that you dismissed and ignored because you were too busy focused on trying to love yourself, when you might have met somebody yesterday that would have brought love out of you and taught you how to love yourself. Don't be one of those people that ends up being like 60 years old and has never felt love and is alone and single and wishes they had taken more risks on love, but they listened to people who said you had to love yourself before you could love somebody else. Don't be that person, okay? I love you guys. Be good. And until next time, okay, be good.